Hey everybody! Oh my god, I am live from London with my doggy, and um, I am going to introduce my next guest today. And she and I go way, way, way. One of my bestest friends. And we've known each other for, oh my god, way too long. Um, I'm going to let her tell the story on how we met for the first time. I'm going to introduce the most beautiful, gorgeous Linda Basel, and I'm going to have to connect to her now. So hopefully Linda is on. I'm now inviting her to join. So Linda has to be on Instagram so she could join, and we're trying to get this up. There she is. Hold on. Let's connect to Linda, and she should just be here. Is Linda on? Linda needs to go live. I don't see Linda. Okay, so I could fill the space for a bit until she figures out how to do this. I'm hoping that she's on Instagram, and so that she comes up. But I will. Oh wait, I think she's trying to get on. Hold on, I see her coming up. Trying to, yeah, there she is. So now I'm going to invite her again, and then she will hopefully connect. Everyone introducing the fabulous Linda Basel. She's not joining. Oh, there you are.
I have
I
I have to
wasn't.
promote the Canadians.
Oh, okay, you're very funny. I was like having a bit of a panic attack because I saw you FaceTimed me like 30 seconds ago, and I'm like, oh my God, maybe she doesn't know how to connect. So
No,
everyone,
because you were going to call me.
was I?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
you'll call an hour before we'll chit chat, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. I am in the outside of my house because you do not know the state of the inside of my house. So I had to go outside to do this. I'm sitting here with, could you believe my little doggy? He, I know. So anyway, I just wanted to, I'm so glad you joined me today. I wanted to tell the
Janet.
story. I wanted to tell the story of how we met, and basically discuss for the next 15 minutes or so the importance of music and fitness. So um, I'm going to let you talk first about how we met originally, and then obviously how you became inspired to teach aerobics, and we'll move forward through that. So tell the story first about how we met. And it was at summer camp.
Right. So Stacey and I met. It was the summer of 1980 something. Um, and I'm in summer camp. I've been there before. It's Stacey's first year, and I'm kind of, I have all my friends and everything. And Stacey comes in, and girls be girls, like when we're 11, 12. And no one knew who Stacey was. We just knew she was this like gorgeous knockout that already had a beautiful figure, and we were all so jealous. So I remember like a few girls and I know, we're like, what can we do? So we take we we take Stacey's top and we write Boom Boom Levy on it and we put
My
it up.
top, it was my bra, Linda.
Okay, I didn't know how far you wanted me to go with this. Okay, we took
You
a
took
bra because
my
we were so,
bra.
and we put
And
it up on the camp flagpole and wrote Boom Boom Levy on it, which is
uh-huh.
Stacey's maiden name.
And wait a second, just to be clear, we fast forward now and we're still best friends even after that. But no, honestly, I have to say that was the start of a fantastic friendship. I because you know what? I just had such a laugh. I mean, we obviously kissed and made up many years later. We are so you and I have always like really loved fitness. Now my history of fitness came because I transitioned from the dance that I was doing, and obviously I was always into music, and so being able to put together music tapes I say, that was back in the day. Forget playlists on Spotify. I'm talking tapes, like cassette tape.
You have to have a
And then
pencil.
and that was always like a natural transition for me. I wasn't really a gym goer. I was more of an aerobic.
We did. I think the tech people in your house
Can you,
setting up.
yes, can you text him and tell him that I'm on a call? Thank you. That was actually my husband trying to call in. So anyways, I was saying it was a natural transition for me in terms of aerobics, because aerobics is, the choreography came from the dance. And so I loved actually living on and teaching those sorts of classes, the aerobics classes. The gym stuff never really never was something for me until very recently, actually, and I was inspired by you. So you tell me how you got into the gym industry and the fitness industry, and what did you love so much about it?
So actually, you know this. How I got in is you took me to like June Wilkinson's on St. Luke Road and said, you got to try this class. I was 16 and you took me and I fell in love with it. And then lo and behold, the only person I know that became an aerobics instructor and a personal trainer, which I didn't know what it was then, was you. You became a personal trainer. You were going around to condos. You were doing something that was no one ever heard of. And that inspired me. I'm like, when I went away to university and I wanted I fell in love with, at that time, aerobics and fitness. And I became a certified instructor. And it was always, I remember you used to teach 40 classes in a row. And I remember your playlist, you did all week, 40 classes during a week. Do you remember those?
Crazy.
With your Reeboks and your scrunchy top and your scrunchy socks. Do you remember the Princess
We
Reebok?
all did. I mean, come on, you were wearing like crop tops and
You remember the thong? You remember the thong outside the tights?
the thong outside the tights, the thing that went up the top.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
exactly. Exactly. Well, you
Yeah.
were the one to inspire me. I mean, how you put together your playlist. I remember, do you remember you have to press stop record on the tape machine, the double tape machine, because there was
Right.
no CDs at the time, there was nothing. And
So,
your
so how
music.
did, I mean, I chose music based on the structure of the beat. And so obviously if I was teaching an aerobics class in particular, I would always look for the beat first before the song. Then I would choose the song, because to me the beat was super important in order to be able to count, whether we were warming up or going into some heavy cardio, or then obviously cooling down. So with you, I mean, because let's fast forward now into modern times,
Right.
where
Totally
you can
different.
do, yes, it is totally different, Spotify playlists and stuff. What inspires you? How do you choose your music in a class right now? And then we'll talk about the kind of classes that you do teach. But so
Well,
just
so
transition into that.
okay, so the type of classes I teach are anywhere from a boot camp to a spin to a stretch, to a strength training to cardio. So then, number one, you have to look at who the demographic is, who am I playing to, who's the population, and then you have to say what type of class it is. If it's a boot camp and it has to be a little gritty, a little grindier, you're not going to come in kind of playing all poppy Britney Spears. But then if it's a cardio
Or
class,
Stacey Jackson.
exactly, well, that's it. Or yeah, exactly. So I actually use your music spin classes because you have the right beat. So in spin classes, you can use 80 RPM, 100 RPM, 120, 60, and it's about the feel, and it has to be on the beat when the beat drops and to get the vibe. And because people like to have the count, they like to feel it, they like to have that 8 count, that 16 count, that 32 count. It's so important. If the beat is off, people kind of, it disrupts their whole like moment or zone they're in. For most
Right.
people, some people hear the beat, other people they don't hear it. So an instructor has to say, listen to that, right, 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 or whatever it
Do
is
you
that.
choose your songs also, or type of music, based on the demographic of your class? If it's younger, older, like, do you have specific genres of music that you like to play in the class?
Well, yeah. So often now, what's because of Spotify, do you know that often is someone will say, "Oh, you played that song last class." Do you remember back in the day we used to play the tape for
The same
eight
tape all the
for
time for
eight
like
weeks?
for a month.
It,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
for like 2 months. Now they're like, "You played that song," like they'll because they can comment, right? Because now there's reviews. So like, she played the song twice in a week or something. Like, so
Wow.
it has become so it's a good bad thing. Spotify. It's so easy. I don't have to pay. I used to pay a MC Mario money to make my tapes because how
Okay.
else was I making good tapes? Now, so Spotify allows me to make the tape and to mix them, but how often I have to do it, the frequency has become like incredible. So it's like
Right.
you're always on. any store, any restaurant, anything, you're like, oh, what's that song? I'll Shazam it, and I'll say it's good for
Right.
this class or that
Right.
class. And I actually have files in Spotify for spin, for body design, for outdoor training. Then I'll have
So
it.
what is your best or your most favorite type of class to take and to teach? Because I know that you travel a lot around, well, before COVID, to different training conferences and stuff to learn what's out there. Because, you know, for me, I'm very not boring, but I'm like a creature of habit. And you inspired me to take the HIIT training classes only a couple of years ago when you took me in Miami to a class. Because, like I said, I'm like a creature of habit. I love the dancey choreography type of classes. I've always loved that. But then you took me to this HIIT training class, and it was brilliant because it was efficient, it was quick. You do a bunch of exercises, you're in and out of there in 40-45 minutes, and you're sweating, and it's fabulous. So what is your most favorite to take and your most favorite to teach?
I have to say, I don't have, like, everyone asks me, what's the best workout? What's your favorite workout? And I'm like, first of all, whatever's going to keep me going. And I truly, I'm blessed that I love everything. I take a few yogas a week. I do bar classes. I do spinning. I run. I circuit train, and I love it all. So I really like to mix it up. If you told me I had to do only one thing, I think I'd be miserable.
Right. And it's
So,
probably also not good for
well,
not
that's
good for
it.
you in general. I mean, it's nice to utilize your entire body and your whole, right? And so, and to do different variations of exercises, because by definition, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again,
It's
like
repetitive.
professional athletes, they, you know, by the time they're 30, they're already like so injured, you know? So I completely get that. And so mixing it up is very, very healthy. I do want to ask you a question about being a mummy of two gorgeous, amazing boys who I love. And working and teaching aerobics and juggling. I mean, you know, freelance work is always great because, like, you know, you can technically work around your family and obviously your new travel. But did you ever find that really hard, or did you find the teaching like your sanctuary? Like, how did you juggle that?
So how I juggled it, first of all, I have an amazing husband who accommodated whatever I needed to do to make sure that I got what I needed out of life, not just him leaving for work. So I would say there is rarely a time where I say, I don't want to do this, or I can't do this, or I don't feel like going. There's really, I'm in an industry that every day I wake up like raring to go, and I can't wait. I get to listen to incredible music, have fun with it. I get to move my body. I get to be with incredible people. It's a happy place. Like, whenever I teach my class, I say, this is like your happy time. This is where you get to leave everything, all the stresses behind.
Right.
And yes, it's hard work. Yes, it's challenging. Yes, it's stress on the body, but like the results and the benefits are just so positive. I'm really like you, like music, entertainment. It's such a positive industry.
Do you
There's
think that the industry has changed over the years in terms, I mean, from a music standpoint, there's no question, because like you said before, you don't have to spend all these hours making these mixtapes like we did back in the 80s and the 90s, and now you've got all the playlists to hand. So what's changed the most about gym goers, and what have you seen in over the years, like in the last, I call it 10 or 20 years?
are
What was the biggest change?
are you talking about music, or are you talking about gym
Both.
industry? Okay,
Yeah,
so in
the gym
music,
industry and music.
so in music, it's like always changing. Like, and people really listen to the music and listen to the beat and listen to the feel of the music. What's changed definitely is, years ago you never played an explicit song in a class. Like, it was uncomfortable. Even when I used to play, like, say the word stupid or something in a class, it felt uncomfortable. And now what's in classes is just like, it's a whole other level, and I'm not sure how I always feel about that. I always say, if I'm not comfortable listening to the song, I'm not
Then
putting
don't
it in
play it.
class. Right. 100%. So, but there's different, but then you can go to a class like, a boot camp, a big NFL player teaching, and him playing that music just works. Like, I play, or him saying certain words work. Those words come out of my mouth and it does not work, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Right.
So I think an instructor has to really know what they're good at and what they're, you know, and kind of play with that. What's also changed in the industry is you can't just do a weekend certification and then go and take care of someone's body, because that's not fair to the people you're training. So I think education, 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 always changing, always listening to the science.
Right.
Um, you know, there's trends and there's science, which, and both are good. You want to be on trend because you want it to be entertainment and you want it to be popular and you want to draw people in. But the science still has to be, you know, how do you keep someone safe? How do you keep someone motivated? How do you
Right.
get someone feeling good, healthier, and strong, right?
Well,
You
you
know,
always have motivated me. Like, honestly, like every time we're together, we're always doing something physical and we're always, okay, that didn't come out right. I meant something, something, something at the gym.
all right.
You know,
40 years later, babe.
yes, exactly. Oh my God, it has been that
It
long.
is
It has
40
been that
years,
long.
exactly.
Yes, yes. Anyway,
Crazy.
I wanted to wrap this up. You know, you are a superstar friend throughout all these years. You've been with me. You are such a huge supporter. You play my music in your classes. We've traveled the world together. We have, from backpacking to like 5 star, and I cannot imagine my life without you in it. You are a doll face of a friend, and I'm so privileged that you came on to talk about fitness and music with me, because you know I've transitioned, you know, obviously my lane in the last, I guess, dozen years has been dance music, which sits really well in the world of gyms. And so it's so nice to have your support. And obviously, you're playing my new record with Snoop Dogg, which is actually a
Yeah.
rebooted record from another Montrealer, because it's in that movie that
Right.
I
Yeah.
did a cameo in, and it's out now. A little shameless plug there. But I just wanted to thank you, and I love you, and I will call you. I meant to call you before this, but I will call you after, I promise. And big, big, big kisses. Mwah. I'm going to have my tech support.
Back at you.
Yes, and I'm going to have tech support to help us get off the live. And
Okay.
I will speak to you later. I love you so much. Thank you
Love
so
you
much,
too.
Linda, for joining me today. Thank you,
Love you
everybody,
too.
for watching.
Bye.